Good morning, grade 7s. Well, actually, good afternoon. Welcome to our STEM Lockdown Digital School. So awesome to have you guys back. And today we're going to do some writing. And you guessed it, it's going to be poetry writing. So I know we've been practicing that quite a bit this week. It's okay if you didn't make it yesterday. You will find our videos online on our website, okay? So if we have a look today, this is my email address if you want to send me any of your poems and related work content. Okay, so today we're going to write our own poem. Okay, so I might not be as talking as much, but you'll definitely be typing your ideas. If you don't want to type your ideas, if you want to just, you need to type them because I need to be able to see what you're doing. So I also hope that you have colors and pens and pencils, etc., so that you can also scribble a bit and make notes and brainstorm as well. In our poem, we're going to use the things we learned this week, like alliteration, metaphor, all our figures of speech, and you're going to think of some creative ideas to do your poem on. And I'm going to help you along with that. So remember that when we do get to writing it down, we need to always do our writing process. Okay, even for poetry. So this is where we stopped yesterday. Okay, and this will also help you because there's quite a few ideas of figures of speech in this one. So it's called My Sheep is Being Sheepish. My sheep is being sheepish, my cat is being catty. My horse, of course, is sort of hoarse, my bat's completely batty. My chicken's plainly chicken, my hare is fairly hairy, my cuckoo's truly cuckoo, my mare is mainly merry. My fish is really fishy, and so my flea's fleeing, my slug is somewhat sluggish, my bee is simply being. I have so many animals, and this is how they're feeling, except for one who's tons of fun. My seal is on the ceiling. So now let's look at a few questions I have about it. Right, so let's look at the words below. What does sheepish mean? What does horse mean? And look at the spelling. And what does sluggish mean? So see if you guys in the chat can just let me know what you think these words mean. So if we go and actually look at the poem one more time, we can see it says, my sheep is being sheepish. So what does sheepish mean? My horse, of course, is sort of hoarse. What does that mean? Very good, Fakile. My slug is somewhat sluggish. So sluggish means like tired. So you kind of like everything's an effort to do and you just go along slowly. And sheepish, very good, because sheepish means it is acting like all sheep, but there's a meaning for sheepish when you are being sheepish. And there's a very short word that also starts with the sh sound to explain sheepish. So you can be shy, very good. So you can be shy and sometimes even a bit embarrassed. So very good. Now let's look at the last but not least. My horse is sort of hoarse. What does horse mean with an A? Very good. Sheepish is you feel a kind of embarrassed and ashamed and shy. Very good. Well done. And horse, like it's got to do with your voice. Horse has got to do with your voice. So if your voice is going hoarse, like my voice, when I talk a lot, you hear sometimes it goes hoarse. Very good. It cracks or gets scratchy or raspy. So you kind of feel like your vocal cords are kind of feel like they're losing their voice. Well done. Okay, so that happens if you talk a lot or sing a lot. Or maybe like this horse, maybe he neighs way too much. So then we have the second question. In the third stanza, that would be your third verse. Which word rhymes with fleeing? So in your third verse, your third stanza, which word rhymes with feeling? Fleeing. I apologize, my mistake, fleeing. Good, we've got some answers coming up there. All right, so I see a lot of being, very good, because remember it must be in the same verse. So my fish that rhymes with sheep. So you've got to think of a word that rhymes with sheep. What word rhymes with sheep? Now remember, rhyming words, they must sound the same at the end. So we've got quite a few here. Sleep, beep, jeep. Very good, because remember, you're not looking at the first sound like the sh. You're looking at the end sound. Very good. Creep, good. Heap, very nice. Well done. Pat, pat. Pat, pat. So please bear with me. Right now, think of another word for merry. Merry. First, you have to understand what merry means before you think of another word for it. But now they're asking for another word. So they're asking for a synonym. They're not asking for a rhyming word. They're asking for a synonym for merry. Very good. We've got jolly, joy. Well done. Happiness. Very good. Happiness. Happy, fun. There we go. Jolly. Very nice. Very, very good. You guys are doing well. Very good. So you all do know what merry means. Enjoying, delight. Yeah. On to the next question. How many stanzas does this poem have? So I'm not going to actually switch back. All right. I'm just going to see if you can remember. Okay, some of you say 4, some say 5. Okay, a lot say 4. Okay, now we can go back. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. And every stanza has 4 lines. Very good, guys. Well done. There are 4. Now, which animal is on the ceiling? Who remembers which animal is on the ceiling? You guys are very good. You've got good memories, eh? Look at you go. Pat, pat. Definitely. You're all right. I don't even need to, but I'm going to go back. I don't even need to, but here we go. It says, except for one whose tons of fun, my seal is on the ceiling. Do you notice how seal, although it's spelled differently, it sounds the same as ceiling, the beginning sound. It's not a rhyme, but it's just got that sound that's very similar. Okay, so now, did you enjoy reading this poem? Yes or no? And let's see if you can actually tell me why you say yes and why you say no. So you have to give a reason. Why? Can't just say yes or no. You have to have a reason why. Okay, Johanna says because it's funny. Devang says it's very catchy and funny. Vakila says it describes animal and makes puns. Very good. It's a punny poem. Very good, Vincent. Lots of fun and good wordplay. Fun to read. So it's a very good example of what you can possibly do today. Grade 7s, you could possibly write a punny poem and make it fun. So now, let's take a closer look. What sometimes is used is homophones, where they have the same sound, okay, same sound, different meanings and different spellings. So horse and horse have the same sound, but they are spelled different and they mean different things. Okay, let's look at a few we have, which you might want to jot down, because when we do our poem, you could use these too. All right, so it would be a good idea. We have the number 2 and the word to and the word to. They all sound the same, but they have different meanings and different spellings. Then we have 8, new, new, blue, blue. So new in the first column means something that is not old. New in the second column means knowledge. It's related to your knowledge. 8 is when you have eaten something. 8 is the number. Then you have blue and blue. Blue is when you blew out something, like maybe you blew out the candle. And then you have blue, which is your color. Chews, which is you chewing something, like a horse chews grass or cow chews grass. And then you have choose, which means to pick something. Okay, it means a choice. Our next one example is course and course. Now, course with a U means like a course that you go on to study something or to learn something. Very good for Keelia, right and right. Devang, no and no. Guess and guess, Jana, good. And then you have course with the A, which means someone is very coarse. Their language is very rough. You know, they're kind of like very rough in their manner, not very gentle. Maybe sometimes come across a bit rude. Then you have your cereal and cereal. So cereal is something you eat for breakfast, and cereal is like a chain of events, or like your TV series. Comes in, it comes regularly, like you'll have episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, etc. Then you have guest and guest. Guest is a visitor, and guest is when you don't know an answer to something, but you think you do, and you guess it. Kushi, you brought up sun and sun. One is a child, and one is the shining sun. Nose and nose, like nose on your face and knowing something. Call and call, so you call, and then there's call. You guys are on the ball, eh? Look at you. This one has always been tricky, even in language, when you're doing language. There. And they do indicate different things, although they are talking about place in a sense or people in a sense. So you have there, like over there. My dog is over there. Their dog, so the dog belongs to them. They're getting a dog, so they are going to get a dog. Because you've got some nice ones, sail and sail. Wow, do you have a book of homophones? Because that looks pretty cool. Well, that means you guys have quite a few ideas for your poem if you want to put a homophone in your poem. Right, so now we're going to read this poem together and let's see if you can come up with some of the answers. Okay? My friend, sometimes I feel all thin inside, insufficient, small. I feel when people look at me, they don't see me at all. I feel that all my beauty's lost on cold, indifferent eyes, and offering what I want to give would only be unwise. But then a friend will greet me, and my inner life will bloom. It only takes but one kind word to sweep away the gloom. Okay, so what is this poem about? What is this poem about? Very good. It is about friendship, or the author or the speaker's friend. Very good. And what else is about other than friends? Very good. That's what I'm waiting for. What is the person feeling about? And how friendship can change that feeling. Very good. That's a very good example. Pat, 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 pat. So, who knows? This is a very big word, insufficient. If something is insufficient, what does that mean? Hey, that was quick. Well done. Pat pat on the back, D. Well done. Not enough. Insufficient means not enough. So the person in this poem, the speaker in this poem, does not feel like they are enough. What does indifferent mean? It's not the same thing. What does indifferent mean? If you're indifferent to something or somebody. If you're indifferent, what does that mean? Okay, I'm getting a lot of answers. Okay. This is a tricky one. So you're going to learn something new today. Indifferent means you don't care either way. You don't have strong feelings either way. So when you feel indifferent, it means you don't feel any strong feeling towards a positive and you don't feel any strong feeling towards a negative. It just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You don't have an opinion. You don't have a feeling. Okay, so that's what indifferent means. All right. Now, I did go over a rhyme scheme this week, and I know that some of you know what a rhyme schema is. So for this poem, I want you to have a look at it, and I want to see if you can come up with a rhyming scheme. So now, normally, if you had the sheet in front of you, you would write on the line that they've given you, but you don't. So don't worry about the lines in front, but that's what it's actually for. Let's see if you can come up with a rhyming schema for this poem. Okay, and remember that rhyming words are always at the end of the line. And there are 2 lines in each poem that does have a rhyming word. So if we had to start with the letter A, that would go with your first line, always. So sometimes I feel all thin inside. Do any of the other lines go with inside? So you have small, me, and all. Do any of them rhyme with inside? Yes, so none of them rhyme with inside. So there'll only be one A in the poem, okay? Then you have small, so that'll be B, insufficient small. Is there another line that rhymes with small? Very good, Jonah. They don't see me at all. So small and all will both be B, the rhyming schema B. So it's A, B. Then what will the third line be? C. There we go. So your rhyming schema for this one will be A, B, C, B. A, B, C, B. And we don't go further than that because the next line also rhymes the same way. Okay? It's also A, B, C, B. Because you have lost, eyes give wise. All right, so it'll have the same rhyming schema. So of the whole poem, that is its rhyming schema. A, B, C, B. Now, how many stanzas are in the poem, in this poem? How many verses? Yay, well done, that was quick. 3, that's nice and easy question. Now, in each of the stanzas, find the rhyming pairs. There's one rhyming pair in each stanza, and you can just write the word with the dash and the other word beside it, or just like you did, Devang, small all, that's fine. Okay, what else? Very good, eyes and wise, good. So we have one more. There we go, well done. Bloom and gloom. Good job, guys. Give yourselves a pat on the back. Well done. Gloom and bloom. Well, you must always say bloom first because it does come first. So it should be bloom and gloom. So pat, 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 pat on the back. Well done. Okay, so now this is just an example of different rhyming schemas you can have. All right, so if you had A, that means stand, hand, planned, band. All your lines, rhyming words at the end, will rhyme. Or you could have A, B, B, A. So your first word and your second word at the end of the line rhyme. Okay, this one should, I feel, should be A, B, C, A. Hey, because zoo, bus, and cold do not rhyme. So this one, I think, should be A, B, C, A, because zoo and do rhyme. Now we look over here and we see, I do not, guess who this is? I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam, I am. I do not like them in a boat. I do not like them with a goat. I do not like them in a house. I do not like them with a mouse. So here you have, yes, it's from Green Eggs and Ham from Dr. Seuss, my favorite rhyming poet. So here you see immediately it's A, B, B, C, C. So it's ham, am, boat, goat, house, mouse. I hope that you're getting ideas for your poem, okay? Because we're getting to the part where we're going to write soon. Now let's play a game. Let's do a bit of a word scramble, okay? So what you do with a word scramble is you organize words to create any poem. So you only have these words in the block. You only have those words in the block to create a poem. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the one that I did. So you take a word and you just write it down anywhere. You choose a few words. Okay, so I've chosen dreary, history, north, zoo, structure, and now I'm going to start writing my poem. I don't know what it's going to be about, but I have to use those words. So a dreary, there's a zoo, so I'm going to say smallest zoo. Okay, now I'm going to add something in because a zoo is a structure, so maybe I can use those two together. A dreary structure in the north of the smallest zoo in history. Okay, yeah, that would go. A combative war, because it says combative, between a chicken and a rabbit. Well, I didn't have much choice. It's all the animals they gave me. Between a chicken and a rabbit proceed, definitely the place to be. Okay, so I can only use all those words in that block. I can't use any others, all right? So I have to kind of sort them in a way so I can make a poem. So this is all I could come up with. I'm sure you can do better. A dreary structure in the north of the smallest zoo in history, a combative war between a chicken and a rabbit proceed, definitely the place to be. Okay, so now it's going to be your turn. So here you go. Sorry, I'm going fast. Here you go. You've got your box on the side that I used, and you have your word scramble box on the right. So let's do the one on the right. So you're going to do that one, and I'm going to try and read it. So you have to use the words reason, swallow, hate, apples, neat, furry, facts, circle, error, advise. You have to use all those words in a poem. So let's see what we can come up with. Okay, so someone say use the word reason and apples so far and hate. Well done. Okay, so reason I hate apples. So now we've got to find a way to finish that poem. That's pretty good. You can even change it. You can go back and change it. This is a real challenge. Any ideas? You guys thinking? It's not as easy as it looks, eh? Especially since you don't get to choose the word because it's a word scramble. Okay, so one reason I hate fax machines is they always have technical errors. Okay, but how are you going to fit now apples and swallow, neat and furry and circle in there to make sense of that poem? Because remember, you have to use all the words in a poem. That's a brilliant effort. Neat circles hate apples. I think I've given you a real challenge here, guys. Okay, circles are shaped like apples. I think we've hit a bit of a stumble. Oh, wait. The apples of the season hate. I have no reason. I sent a fax for my circle tax, but an error of advice was too hard to swallow, even by the bird swallows. Okay, so I see what you're saying. The apples of the season. How about I hate the apples of the season with no reason. I sent a fax for my circle tax. The error advice was hard to swallow, even for the birds. Because if you have too many words, then it might not become a poem anymore. All right. So you want to be careful. It's got that you don't have too many. What do we say? Articles in there or prepositions, because you want to kind of like get it to flow. But that's pretty good. You've used all the words and you've got it. Oh wait, here's another one. A fairy advisor has a reason to hate swallowing apples. He loves tax errors and neat desks. That is good. I like that, actually. I actually think that's pretty cool. That's interesting. Okay. I like to fax all the facts. Error advised to swallow. Nice. I think our brains have finally clicked into gear. Well done. You can, well, with this, we are going to do that, but with this particular poem, it's a word scramble poem. So it's a challenge to write with all the words. Okay. Now, if you come up with any other ideas, you can send it to me. So what did you think of my word scramble? Was it okay? Do you think it makes sense? Okay, so it kind of like gives you a bit of an idea. But now a word scramble challenge is like any words. You can even go online. There's a poetry word scramble site where they will give you a bunch of scrambled words and then you have to make up your own. Okay, so our next activity has got to do with onomatopoeia. All right, and we love onomatopoeia because it sounds like the noises we make. All right. So now I'm going to give you a word and you've got to come up with a sentence in which to use it, but it must sound like a sound. For example, rattle. The snake would rattle when we got close. So the sentence has to show that it's being used as a sound. So are you ready for some of the words that I'm going to give you? Okay, now I have not made sentences. This is your activity. I'm just going to give you the words. All right, so I'm going to give you a few and you can choose which ones you want to use. So we've got wham, plop, chirp, clacked, murmured, hissed. What else do we have? Plopped and sniffed. Now, some of them are past tense and some of them are present tense, so watch out for that, okay? You have to be able to use the actual word. So now we have quite a variety. What you're going to do? Which one you're going to use? Splat. Okay, someone's using splat. Oh, plop. I apologize. The rain fell with a plop as I clapped on the keyboard. Nice one. But you don't have to use them together, okay? You can just use one of them as fine. All right, so we got one for plop and we've associated it with rain. Nicely done. I plopped a grout in my dish. Okay, so you plopped a fish in your dish. Very good, but the snake hissed at me. There we go. That's exactly what you should be doing with these words. Well done. Pat, pat. Right, any more? This is good. Oh, fruit. The bird chirp is like music to my ears. Very good. Nice. It's okay if you make mistakes. You're trying to do this in a hurry. I understand. I'm not here to mark your mistakes. All right. So let's see what else. What about sniffed? What about sniffed and murmured and clacked and wham? The dog sniffed for food. The dog sniffed the floor. Very good. I can definitely imagine that. How about who's got an idea for wham? Ah, there we go. He went wham on the floor. Or he fell to the floor with a wham. That's cool. Well done. The snake hissed angrily while the peaceful birds chirped. Ooh, good one. The German Shepherd is trained to sniff out anything. But remember, sniff in this one is actually happening, sniffed. So it's happening. But still, it's good. Sniff with the German Shepherd. It's relatable. Excellent. The boy murmured to himself while the teacher shouted at him. That's very good. Probably appropriate. Well done. Oh, guys, you did brilliantly. I murmured under my breath. Well done. That's very good. So all these sounds you can actually use in a poem. So give yourselves a pat on the back. Pat, pat. Okay, so now we're going to do a limerick. Now, a limerick is a short, very short rhyming poem. It's funny and it's bouncy. They are 5 lines long, so you have only 5 lines. And you have to follow the rhyming scheme of A, A, B, B, A. Okay, so lines 1, 2, and 5 rhyme, and lines 3 and 4 rhyme. So you're going to have to concentrate for this one. We'll give you an example. Here's an example for you. There was a young lady named Pat who carried around a black cat. The cat would meow, then moo like a cow, and people would say, "What's that?" So Pat, cat, and that rhyme. Meow and cow also rhyme. Okay, so let's see if you are able to complete this one for me. There was a small child named who liked to play ball in the, so these 2 first lines must rhyme. He'd play with the something, he'd jump, run, and something, so those 2 must rhyme. At night he would rest and then something. So line 1 and 2 and 5 have to have the same sound at the end. Rhyme 3 and 4, line 3 and 4 have to have the same sound at the end. My favorite animal's the, I like it because it can. I wish I could have, it would be so much, but my mom, no way, it's 2. All right, so once again, line 1 and line 2 and line 5 rhyme at the end, and rhyme 3 and 4 rhyme. Okay, so let's see, first 2 lines. There was a small child named Ben, okay, who liked to play ball in the, now remember it has to rhyme with Ben if you're going to use Ben. There was a boy named Parker. He played with his ball in the park. Okay, now park has a different ending sound, so it's not rhyming with park because it has to be the ending sound of a word that rhymes. So maybe there was a small child named Park. He played with his ball in the dark. I don't know. I'm just thinking it has to end with the same sound. But it's a good idea. You're on the right track, girl. You're on the right track. All right. Someone says there was a small child named Ben who liked to play ball in the den. He played with the ball. He'd jump, run, and fall. At night he would rest and then again. Very good. I like that one. That's brilliant. So you've got the gist of the limerick. Nicely done, Dee. Are there any more? What about the second one? My favorite animal's the what? I like it because it can. What? I wish I could have. It would be so much. But my mom, no way, it's 2. Who can think of something for that one? Okay, so if you do come up with one, remember, just send it to me, okay? I'll share it with us. So in this one, we have a pun. Okay, so I have shown an example for you of a variety of puns. Okay, so it's possible meanings of a word, and there's a fact there. They sound alike, but they have different meanings. So, for example, there's an example at the top: a bicycle can't stand on its own because it's too tired. So it's got two tires, and it's trying to say it's tired, like physically tired. Let's look at these ones. Now, here is a mix. We've got a lot of them with puns, and some of them are not puns. For example, being struck by lightning is a really shocking experience. So that is a pun, okay, because it's implying that it's shocking, as in like you're surprised, and then shocking as in actually being shocked. I just want to read the previous poem from Vincent. There was a small child named Stark. He liked to play ball in the park. He'd play with the dog. He'd jump, run, and croak. He'd jump, run, and croak like a frog. At night, he would rest and bark. There you go. And that rhymes nicely. And it also kind of links together, which is very, very good. Okay, so here are a few examples of a pun that you can include or use as an idea. Like a chicken's farmer's favorite car is a coupe. A coupe is actually a name of a car, a lot older car than the ones we have now. The grammarian was very logical. He had a lot of comma sense. Should be comma. No. Santa's helpers are known as subordinate clauses. I was struggling to figure out how lightning works when it's struck. No matter how much you push the envelope, it will still be stationary, because stationary has two meanings. It means like stationary that you have, like writing materials, and it also means something that's not moving. A boiled egg every morning is hard to beat. So a boiled egg is literally an egg that's not beaten. So it kind of makes a pun. Okay, so now you're going to rate these for me. All right, we're going to read a couple of puns and tell me how many stars you think it should have. 1, 2, or 3. All right, so being struck by lightning is a really shocking experience. How many stars do you think that should have? Should it have 1 star, 2 stars, or 3 stars? How good a pun is it? So 1 star is the least funny, and 3 stars is the most funny. Now 1, okay, so the first one you're giving it a 1 because it's too cheesy. But now I don't know which one you're answering, so you got to let me know. I don't know if you're answering for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so far, it seems that number 1 isn't that funny. Hey. Okay, is number 2 funnier, at least? How many stars do you give number 2? A chicken farmer's favorite car is a coupe. Okay, so you think number 3 gets 3 stars. The grammarian was very logical. He had a lot of comments there. I also thought that was quite funny. Okay, so I can see that, yeah, 3 stars go. For which one? I do not know what that was. They're building outside, so there's a lot of noise. I apologize. Okay, so this is another activity that you can do with personification, all right? And this PowerPoint is going to be up. Now, unfortunately, I can't finish it with you, so you may need to read through it on your own. It will be up for you because our lesson has to wrap up. So yeah, we have our figures of speech, some little links you can go to help you do the poems. And then you can send me your poems or send me those worksheets, the ones that you've done, and I can have a look at them. It's all to do with helping you write your own poem. So this is just a fun poem I put there for you to read. This is some instructions to write a poem in a specific way, which I thought would be nice for lockdown, because you can go to a view from your window and you can describe and answer the questions of what you see, and you can try and put it in a poem. So that's quite an interesting one. This is how you plan. This is your poetry planner. What words are you going to use in it? What similars, etc. Okay, so unfortunately, I do have to love and leave you guys, but I'm leaving you with these activities to do and to create your own poem. You can share it with me on Flipgrid or on my email, and I will see you same time, same place next week. Give yourselves a pat on the back. Pat, pat. Love you guys.